Election Day. If for some reason it's not done, we'll do it after Election Day, but I think we're likely to get this done sometime in the month of October.
You have no qualms about doing this before the election. You've seen polling's pretty overwhelming on this issue. A large majority of the American public do not believe this president should pick this president before the election should make this pick. It should be whoever wins the election. That is not an unreasonable thing for the American public to think, is it not?
Well, it may not be unreasonable, but the Constitution sets up two standards to get on the court. One is the president has to make a nomination, and two is that you have to have a Senate that will accept that nomination and agree with that nomination. And been 15 times in the history of the country when there's been a vacancy in an election year, and when the president and the Senate were in political agreement, they almost always fulfill the two obligations, and if they weren't, they almost never did. So what would the deadline be? The president, I said when President Obama made his nomination that not only would he want to make a nomination, but he was probably constitutionally obligated to make an obligation, and the other half of that necessary formula just wasn't there to get that done, and now it is there.
Do you regret the hypocritical argument you guys made 4 years ago, creating this sort of standard out of thin air, and then backtracking on it 4 years later? And I know you guys came up with these footnotes that says it depends on who controls the Senate. Senator Blunt, nobody made those footnotes in 2016. It was crystal clear to the American public what your views are. Are you concerned that the party looks like a bunch of hypocrites 4 weeks before the election on this issue?
Well, I don't know that the voters will have to look at that and decide. I said a number of times in 2016 exactly what I just said to you, that the two things had to be in agreement for this to happen. And when they weren't in agreement, then voters get a chance to weigh in and give as much direction as they want to. And in 2016, they retained a Republican majority in the Senate. In 2018, after two Supreme Court nominations, they increased that majority in the Senate. And I don't know that we can make this decision, or should. I know we shouldn't make it based on the politics of it, but what our job is, and if we're in agreement in getting that job done.